Okay, let's picture this. A major international defense show, SYSDEF 2025, happening right in Burkina Faso, and Turkey is the guest of honor.
Right, a significant event for the region.
Exactly. And representing Turkey, among others, is Raff Military Textile, a company with, what, 80 years under its belt?
Over 80 years, yeah. Deep experience in military and police textiles.
So for those of you listening, especially if you're in defense or government decision-making roles, we're going to dive into why SYSDEF 2025 matters. It's really a snapshot of partnerships and priority shifting in West Africa.
It absolutely is. SYSDEF is, well, it's become this annual meeting point in Burkina Faso. It brings together manufacturers, military figures, security experts. It's all about collaboration.
Collaboration to tackle regional security challenges, I assume.
Precisely. It's designed for that knowledge sharing, for building those links needed to address some really pressing issues across West Africa. Understanding what goes on there is, frankly, vital for anyone in strategic defense planning.
And Raff Military Textile being there
Right.
as part of the honored Turkish delegation.
Yeah.
That adds another layer, doesn't it? 80 years making uniforms for military police security. It's not just staying power.
No, it's more than that. It suggests, a deep institutional knowledge. They understand the demands on the gear.
And presumably, they've had to evolve quite a bit over those decades.
Constantly. Think about the operational environments, the changing needs. That experience is, well, it's incredibly valuable when you're discussing practical solutions at an event like SYSDEF. It's about reliability, about proven product development.
Okay, so the theme for SYSDEF 2025 was quite specific. Defense, security, and civil protection. Challenges and innovative approaches for peaceful and prosperous territories. That sounds broader than just tanks and gear.
It is, and that's key. It's a dual focus. It acknowledges that you need strong defense, yes, but also effective civil protection for real stability.
So the two are interconnected.
Deeply interconnected, especially in regions facing complex security situations where, the line between military action and civilian safety can get very blurry. The talk was likely about how defense tech supports that wider safety net, supports development too.
Right. And with Turkey as the honored country, Raff must have had a pretty unique perspective. Do they sense more interest, more focus on Turkish manufacturing because of that?
Oh, definitely. The feedback suggests that. Being the honored nation really puts a spotlight on you. There was apparently a real enthusiasm, a noticeable respect for Turkish manufacturing.
Interesting. So more openness to potential deals, sourcing gear?
Yes, a strong interest in increasing exchanges, finding durable, maybe even customized defense gear. It really opened doors for Raff to showcase what they do and build those connections.
And it sounds like they made some specific high-level connections. There's mention of talks with the lieutenant colonel in the Burkina Faso forces. How important are those one-on-one meetings?
Oh, they're invaluable. You move past the standard pitch. You start understanding the real operational challenges, the specific needs, directly from officers who are, well, right there dealing with it.
It grounds the conversation.
Completely. It informs future collaboration, helps tailor the equipment. It's about meeting actual needs.
And also a commandant from Ouagadougou's National Gendarmerie Mobile Unit. That sounds like getting feedback straight from the front lines of internal security.
Exactly right. Talking to someone leading a mobile unit gives you that ground-level view. What are the stresses on personnel? What are the demands on their kit in, dynamic, fast-moving situations?
Hey, Raff gets direct input for maybe refining their products.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That kind of feedback is gold for a manufacturer. It highlights practical realities where improvements might be needed.
Then there was the chief of army for Burkina Faso involved in discussions, too. That shifts the focus, presumably.
More strategic. Correct. You're moving up the chain. Discussions there would likely touch on broader procurement strategies, future capabilities, maybe new technologies. How can a company like Raff fit into the longer-term picture for the armed forces? It signals serious interest.
And it wasn't all just high-tech strategy, right? Logistics matter. They met with a colonel who serves as the intendant for the Burkina Faso Armed Forces. Sounds like talk about uniforms. The basics.
And basics are fundamental. Uniforms might seem simple, but the quality, the suitability, it impacts everything. Functionality, durability, even morale for both military and civil protection forces.
That makes sense. A dedicated meeting on uniforms shows they weren't overlooking the essentials.
Not at all. It underlines the practical, logistical backbone needed for any effective security operation.
Okay, now broadening the scope slightly, the chief of army for Niger was also there, and Raff had a meeting. Given the regional security context, that feels quite significant.
It really does. It highlights SYSDEF's role as a regional platform, not just focused on the host country. Engaging with Niger's army chief points to those shared security challenges in the Sahel.
And the potential for cross-border cooperation.
Exactly. Or at least shared needs and approaches. It suggests RAF's potential influence or market extends beyond just Burkina Faso. It underscores that regional perspective.
So beyond these, let's say, formal meetings, the report also mentions B2B sessions, even informal chats, being key for building partnerships. How critical is that networking side?
Oh, it's absolutely crucial. Often that's where the real groundwork is laid. Trust, understanding, these things build in those less structured moments.
More nuance that a formal presentation allows.
Right. You can discuss specific needs, capabilities, maybe explore ideas more freely. It fosters relationships that might lead to more tailored, more effective collaborations down the line. It's about building that network of reliable partners you can actually talk to.
And looking ahead, the event wasn't just about current needs. Conferences, expert panels, mention of AI and defense tech. That points to the future, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Technology like AI is, well, it's changing the game rapidly in defense. Discussing these things is vital for everyone to understand where things are heading.
So forces can stay ahead of the curve.
Or at least keep pace. It signals where future investments, future procurement efforts might focus. It's about smarter, maybe faster defense systems.
And for a company like Raff, being present at SYSDEF meant they could connect directly with procurement officials, right? Understand the needs firsthand.
Yes, that direct channel is incredibly valuable. You get past the brochures. You have real conversations about the specific operational issues security forces are facing.
And how your products actually help solve those problems.
Exactly. That deep understanding helps them offer better solutions, build stronger, more lasting partnerships. It's about demonstrating direct relevance.
So, wrapping up our look at SYSDEF 2025, it really sounds like more than just a trade fair. It was a significant forum, would you say, especially for international defense cooperation in West Africa.
I would. And Raff Military Textile's presence, particularly as part of the honored Turkish group, was clearly a key part of that story.
It shows a commitment, perhaps, to collaborative approaches for security and stability.
Precisely. It highlights how industry expertise plays a real role in addressing these very complex regional challenges. Raff being there demonstrates that.
So for those of you listening, particularly if you are in government or procurement roles dealing with defense and security in West Africa, the kind of interactions and themes we've discussed here at SYSDEF, they really offer insights into the evolving partnerships, the shifting priorities.
Yeah, staying informed about these developments, about the capabilities of companies like Raff who are actively engaged there, that's really key for making sound strategic decisions moving forward.
It brings us to a final thought, really, something for you to maybe mull over.
As West Africa continues striving for, peaceful and prosperous territories, what role do international partnerships like the ones forged at SYSDEF and the adoption of innovative defense and security solutions truly play? How critical are they in achieving those larger goals?
It's about that interconnectedness again, isn't it? Defense, security, civil protection, all working towards stability.